Radio Hereford FC, the only station with full match commentaries of the Bulls. Every game, every week.
Since this podcast was recorded, there has been an important change that we ought to tell you about. There are references later on to the Royal Oak pub in Bishops Cleeve, at which Hereford Away Days had booked 3 coaches in before the game, which would have made it almost impossible for anybody else to visit it and get a drink at that particular pub, which actually is a very good one. We have now been informed that Hereford Away Days are in fact going straight to the ground, and they will be entertained most royally by Bishops Cleeve Football Club prior to the game. So anybody who wants to call in for a pint at the Royal Oak, we're now advising that it might be a little bit quieter than we had first thought. Hope you enjoy this podcast. Hello and welcome again to We're Going Down the Pub with me, Frank Williams, and a man who is conspicuous by his presence tonight. It is Mr. Simon Wright, our ground guide guru.
Maybe I should retaliate with a suitable intro for you at some stage, Frank. This is getting very one-sided. I'm receiving it every time, but there you go.
We are here to talk about Bishops Cleeve.
Oh, yes.
The last away match of the year.
Wow.
It's
been a long one.
Yeah, it has indeed. And this one's quite unusual because we don't have a guest contributor. You actually visited it yourself.
Well, I have
the
been.
Guru. Yeah.
I have been known to do it in the past, you know.
Now, things might be slightly out of date, however, because it was July.
Yes, it was a tad warmer, but the ground's still the ground, you know, and the village is still the village. I don't think they'll move the village just because I've been, you know.
No.
Bishops Cleeve are record breakers.
Because it's all ticket.
It's all ticket and sold
by
out.
the time you hear this, it's going to be sold out.
Yes.
Because we're actually recording this broadcast when there's still about 100 tickets left. By the time you hear it, by the time Keith decides to post it up, they will have all gone.
But already, you know, I mean, the previous attendance record was 1,300 against Cheltenham. You know, it's busted, it's gone,
and
you know.
This is, 1,500 tickets.
Happy Christmas, Bishops Cleeve, eh? My word, the bank manager will be bloody delighted, won't he?
I would think he will be very happy, as most clubs in the leagues that we move through are happy. They're happy when we've gone, and they're particularly happy when they look at what's in their bank balance.
Queue more kitchens and toilet blocks and fences springing up everywhere. It's great, isn't it? I mean, Cleeve, I mean, they've already been to Edgar Street. They're just another small Gloucestershire side, really. Mid-table, that's probably the best they can really hope for. The highest they've ever finished in their entire history was 11th in this particular league. Attendances of 70 to 80 on norm. They're going to be carried away. I think they had over 100 on the opening day for a local derby. But
so their players are not necessarily as local as their fans.
No, but I suppose given the situation Edgar Street, we can hardly point the finger at other clubs. The talent is shipped in because there's not enough of it locally. Captain Kirk Layton. It's great, isn't it? And most of his teammates, they all seem to come from the Worcester area for some reason.
There isn't that one called Spock?
No, but...
Or Scotty?
You'd really wish there would, wasn't there? But, but I guess... If you're going from Worcester to Bishops Cleeve by teleport, it doesn't take any time at all, does it really? No, so... That's understandable, isn't it?
But the ground itself?
Kate Lane, Kayte.
That was almost Keith. You almost said Keith then.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to go and wash my mouth out immediately.
Absolutely.
Commercial break here,
We will respell that Kayte.
Yes. It's bad. It's not bad. I've seen a lot worse. It's got something mysteriously called the tie stand, which is TAI stand. Tie stand. I don't know, sponsor, I assume. That's by one of the corner flags. That's got room for 200 seats, or 200 bottoms on the seats, I should say. There's 4 rows there, so they're going to be in demand with all our hordes descending on it. Diagonally opposite, there's another covered area, which is a curious mixture. There's sort of stools for 100 people. There's a flat standing area, and then there's a platform terrace. It's
covered? Terrace covered, is it?
Yes, I believe it is. Yeah. Yes. So
I'm testing you out now because you visit. I'm sick of seeing how long your memory is.
Yeah, not long enough. Not long enough. But
all right, so there's a little bit of cover, but again, we are talking
a lot of people.
Well, we're talking actually a couple of days after Christmas.
We are. Yeah. And the rest is flat standing. The perimeter walls are very solid and very tall. Proper, really solid.
Well, you wouldn't want anybody looking in.
No, we wouldn't. No, but expect wind.
I do remember that old story about it was the Albion. Wind. No, the Albion, I think.
Okay.
When this is going back to the days when I used to teach in West Bromwich, and you appreciate this one. And it was the bad old days of the Albion. I'm not saying that they're not bad now, but they're bad then. And it was reported in the Express and Star that 40 supporters were caught climbing over the stand of the Albion ground on Saturday, but the police managed to persuade them to go back in.
Oh dear.
But this is a big wall as well.
Yeah. This is the wall around the pitch, I should say, rather than the wall around the ground. But
really? A tall wall around the pitch.
Yeah.
It's unusual.
It is. But I just, as I said, expect wind in this part of the world.
Right.
Just flat, open countryside on 3 sides of the ground. So you might want to be ducking down behind this perimeter wall because wind will whistle.
Yeah.
Car parking is straightforward. They've got a training pitch next door, and basically you park on it.
Yeah.
They regularly host Cheltenham, so they're used to bigger crowds, if not quite on this scale.
They don't charge for the parking?
They don't normally. I assume they don't. I'm not going to do an Alf Church. You really hope not, but you think they make enough money out of us already.
Well, only 4 cars could park at Alf Church anyway. It's ridiculous.
Yes.
And I mean, we paid for that perimeter fence they put up.
We did.
Yeah.
And everything else. Which
actually isn't as good as my garden fence.
Oh, it's bigger than this, is it? They will open a second gate for bigger games. It's basically the side gate which faces the car park, so it's very easy to get in. There's no restrictions on parking on the lane outside or a neighbouring street, or again, there isn't for normal games.
Right.
The neighbours may get very ratty, but hey, that's just how it is, I guess. Should be grateful for the money coming into the place.
Absolutely.
Clubhouse, it's quite a smart clubhouse actually. People who went to Quorn, it's that sort of modern, stylish thing.
Right, yeah.
And it's got 60 solar panels on the roof.
60 solar panels.
I'm sudden if you counted them, yeah.
So if we have a bad day weather-wise, the floodlights will go off at about 4:45, and we won't see a thing after that.
Oh dear. But yes. Bar is bigger than most. They've got tables inside and outside, though except the ones outside are probably not going to be too populated.
Right.
The offering.
What are the offerings then? Come on.
Gosh, right, okay. Guinness.
Right.
Carlsberg.
Right.
Oldie English.
Yeah.
Worthingtons.
Oh no. Smooth pour.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
All served in plastic glasses.
Mekong bitter.
Yes.
All head and no body.
Yeah. Now, there was a small range of bottle beers when I looked. They're probably not going to last long with our hordes, but they do sell cobs at £1 a time. And behind the club is what I would like to imagine is a very large septic tank. I'm told by people who know it's actually an oil tank, but to me, I prefer the septic tank in the image anyway. So look out for it when you go to the ground. You won't miss it. It's big.
Right. That was a conversation.
Yeah.
It probably is oil tank. I would imagine there are oil pads.
But I've got a picture of it. I can put it up on Facebook for everybody to admire
be
it.
so
But,
interesting. That.
Oh yeah, I got a picture of the gents' toilets as well. But
Well, you take a lot of pictures of toilets. As
I
you
do,
did,
I do. It's my childish toilet humour, which never
But
got
they
out
won't
of.
be as good as what were the toilets with the young ladies' photographs in.
Oh
pictures
yes,
in
yes, Barden Hill.
Barden Hill, the 3D. Some went missing on one of our trips. Apparently, they accused us of nicking them.
Oh,
But as we played them a few weeks later in a cup match, they mysteriously reappeared.
I'm pleased to hear that. Well, there you go. Fantastic diversions you get here, isn't it? All the bonus stuff. And next to the clubhouse and the changing room block, we've got the soccer snacks.
Soccer, S-O-C-A.
Yeah,
Soccer.
and
That's,
snacks, S-A-S-N-A-X.
that's terrible. That's irritating.
It is. It is.
I only say it's irritating because that's the word you've written down here to describe it. That is so. Soccer snacks.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's going to be what?
The usual stuff:
Tea,
tea,
coffee.
coffee, pies, chips, chocolate bars. Not sadly the
Chocolate bars.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Not
So
the
can you have sort of battered Mars bar and chips? You know.
well, the way
they do in Scotland. Yeah.
the way they were cooking it, I think you can quite know what you're going to get, but they were got a lot of custom.
At least these places that sell chocolate bars, at least we're not going in July when they will be soggy and horrible.
No.
At least they'll be.
No, they'll be frozen. Yeah. Not quite. Not the positive impression I got of Dave's Diner, admittedly, but in Bridgewater.
It won't be all Bridgewater. That was spectacular.
That was well done, wasn't it?
Absolutely. But we thought it might be good, but my goodness me.
Yeah.
I mean, Wimborne was good.
Yeah.
Which again you didn't make, but Bridgewater was just out of this world.
Now there's I know, beyond that there's a plea. If Bridgewater can have Dave's Diner, why can't Hereford have similar? But then again, we're moving off the subject again, aren't we? So the nearest pubs, if you fancy a beer, they're in the village, which is just short of a mile from the grounds.
Right.
Now,
well, it should be sort of, it's Cotswoldy Village, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you think Ledbury with a very long high street, but think Ledbury with a lot of Cotswold stone.
Instead of black and white?
Yeah. And you got a reason.
In fact, it's nothing like Ledbury, is it, really?
It's long and narrow, with lots of interesting places to go, but
I'm long and narrow with lots of interesting places to go, but nobody's ever called me Ledbury before.
Okay, well, I'm just completely gobsmacked now, I don't know what to say. Right, just call me Ledbury, okay.
Yeah, okay, so it's a small...
It's a charming village, but other than the very large Tesco store behind the main street. Yeah, full-size Tesco.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That spoils little villages, well, village-stroke towns like this. I know we had a long discussion last week on when did a village become a town, when did a town become a city, and so on. But taking a charming little Cotswold town like this and sticking a big Tesco
full-size Tesco's.
But it's how far is it out of Cheltenham? 5 miles?
5, 6, 7 miles, something like that. Disappointing.
That is disappointing. And well, it's because the land will be cheaper.
Yes.
That's why they've done it. And
it's an affluent area which can stand 2 supermarkets, I suppose. They've also got but be aware that parking in the village is quite limited.
Well, you always park at Tesco's then.
Even that's limited. I kid you not. And they'll be doing some kind of Christmas sales, weren't they, no doubt? But
what about the pubs? We've got to have some interestingly named local pubs now.
Yeah.
What have we got?
Well, would you believe we got the Royal Oak?
So, King Charles stuck up another tree.
Yeah, well, this is
another village that he spent a day up.
Yeah, well, you know, this particular pub goes back to the 16th century, so it just might have a reasonable chance of being the one, you know. Well, maybe not. Okay, but okay, let's look at the positives. They've got proper beer. They've got decent food, they've got Sky Sports, they've got London Pride and, well, obviously Doombar.
Well, yes, Doombar is proper. And we always have this discussion whenever Doombar comes up. I know you don't like it,
Not a fan.
I don't like it, but it is. A lot of people do. A lot of people do.
And, and they do have guest beers on top, and sometimes includes Butty.
Right.
Sometimes includes Purity Saddle Back Reg. Sorry, no it doesn't, I'm reading that wrong. Sorry, Reg. Purity Saddleback. That makes more sense, doesn't it? It's amazing how much beer I can shift. Yeah.
Full stop.
Full stop. Yeah. You can see.
Reg has the place booked.
Yes, he does. So you'd be grateful for half a pint of Worthingtons there.
Can I reread that?
You're going to reread that? Okay.
To save me editing it, because I'm not editing that out because it was so funny.
Oh, thanks.
Guest ales, which sometimes include Butty and Purity Saddleback. Reg has the place booked for the madding hordes, so the place will be rammed. It will, because at the time of broadcast he's actually on his third coach.
Yes.
And they're 57 seaters, for heaven's sake. So the landlord of the Royal Oak could be getting Christmas early. I mean,
he'll be on holiday all January, won't he, as a result of that? But,
and after we've been, probably so will the whole village.
Oh,
and
gosh.
you talk about that. I'm missing this one.
Oh, mate.
Today I fly back from Barcelona. I am spending my Christmas. The family, we're going to Barcelona, and we come back on that day. So
we're going to manage without it.
So I just have to rely on the information here being correct. So I can visualise it.
Visualise it,
Absolutely.
That's right.
Yeah. Anyway, we've got the Royal Oak.
Yeah. Apart from that, there's.
Now, if you are not travelling with Reg, and you want to go somewhere quiet. Don't go to the Royal Oak because his coaches are going there.
Yeah.
The King's Head.
That's the other end of the village. It's same street, but it's a long street.
Long and narrow.
Yep.
With lots of interesting places.
Indeed, which I shall touch on them very briefly. They've got 5 guest ales, plus a few standards, which, oh dear, frankly, it's not even worth listing because they're so grim.
Come
on, really?
He has almost as many clubs, almost as many beers here as the manager of Mansfield.
Yeah, but I mean, just look at them. Carling.
Yeah.
Carlsberg. Yeah. Strongbow.
You miss Guinness, eh?
Stella. Yeah, okay.
John Smith.
Yeah, John Smith. I mean, oh dear.
Salford's there.
Salford, yeah, okay, I'll give it that one, yeah.
Weston's on it.
Yeah.
Forex,
okay.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah. So there's 1 or 2.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but it might be easier to get to that bar than it will be at the Royal Oak.
There is in the interest of research, I combed the entire village from end to end. There is only those 2 pubs, so there you go.
Right there. But I'm sure you have something approximating to cake.
Well, again, as part of my hands-on research, I did visit the Lowry's Espresso Bar and Chocolatier.
Right, explain.
Yes. Well, Lowry's, yes. The whole place is themed in honour of the painter Lowry. So you get Lowry pictures, Lowry tablecloths, Lowry wallpaper. There's Lowry theme in some of the food, and adults are encouraged to do some colouring in while you're there.
Right.
My hair indoors is well away, scratching and making a right mess, but there you go.
And homemade chocolates.
Yeah, hence the name.
And cakes.
And cakes, yes. Homemade cakes, yeah. There are 4 other cafes. The other cafes are available.
Right.
Plus a chip shop, but obviously it is the 27th, so some of them may not be open.
Oh, yes.
But you might imagine they want to open because all those hordes.
If they know what's coming, they might want to board the place up. You never know. Might be the opposite.
Yeah.
And it's not very far to go.
No, 37 miles. That makes it about the nearest of all, I think.
Yeah, it is, and you don't even have to go through the middle of Cheltenham to get there.
You hit the main road, turn left.
We will talk about train because we always do, but I would imagine that the next bit of information on trains is going to be superfluous for most people.
Yeah, I mean, how many ways can you keep saying it's a really, really hard and impossible journey? No sensible person would want to do it, really. The 12:09 train from Hereford does it in 80 minutes with a change at Worcester into Cheltenham. Every other train out of Hereford takes 2 hours plus. Now, after that, you've got to need a 30-minute bus ride on Stagecoach bus service D or E, assuming that they're running normally, of course, that time of year, and then you've got to walk nearly a mile. And then you've got to do that reverse, and every return trip is 2 hours, and you're thinking, my word, that's a lot of travel for 37 miles, isn't it?
Now, Reg is on his 3rd coach as a result of this, and it's amazingly tenner with Reg,
that's right.
and they're going to the Royal Oak, and he's booked in at the Royal Oak. They know he's coming.
Yeah, mob-handed.
Oh dear.
Yeah, the place will never be quite the same again.
No, well, I look forward to that one. If I'm not going to
Indeed,
be
yes,
there. Well, I
yes,
could be flying over it. Are you coming back in?
Well,
You never know.
do wave if you're anywhere near.
Now, just a warning for you all that we intend to do a Christmas special.
Oh gosh, yes.
With Joe Clements before the holidays, probably in the Christmas week itself. It'll be broadcast.
Yeah.
As soon as we've got those details up, and I think we're looking. There's going to be another special guest at that one. I think we might find it our boss, Mr. Keith Hall.
Our boss.
Yeah.
Boss.
I would hope he will be there as well.
We're a democratic collective,
Well,
but.
to call him the boss, he'll think he's actually got something to do with this.
Oh, right, okay.
He's got editing prerogative.
Yeah, that is true, isn't it? It gets very dull as a result, but yes, so that should be interesting. Again, warning, we will have to adapt for an American audience, so
Absolutely.
we'll have to summarise the main points every 5 minutes,
Absolutely.
at least.
Yeah, and we'll trump that with back with our normal ground guides after Christmas.
Oh, yes.
Yes, because we've got some good ones coming up in January.
Oh, gosh, yes, Poulton and Yate, I believe.
Yeah, well, if we don't get the opportunity to say it again, we hope you all have a very, very good
Have
Christmas.
a groovy one, huh?
Yeah,
Boston.
and let's hope we can take our tremendous record into the new year as well.
This is Radio Hereford FC, the home of the Bulls. Match Day Live.